Welcome to What's on My Bench. Today we have episode number 2, the Formula One car from Sakura, the FGX. Alright, welcome back to part 2 of the Sakura FGX rebuild. I have some parts. We've got the upper deck stiffener, it's called, for the FGX Sakura. So this is going to hopefully solve that braking issue I was having. Number 2, we've got a new gear set, which is the fast gear set, which has got 4 different gears in it. You can choose which one you want. Basically the spur, so we can choose from the normal, one step faster, right to the biggest one. And the smallest one would be the fastest gear set, because it has the least amount of step down for the gear. Now the big one, which is the top plate, it's hard to see all the bits in here. It's got the top plate, the brackets for it, and the camber plate for it. And it is the plastic parts D, it's the D bag, the 3 Racing FGX, part number FGX-104. Also with these parts, I picked up some 540 size set screws, great for all my spur gears and pinions, and then a 23 tooth pinion. This should be the biggest one I can fit in with that FGX. So let's get the box out and see what we have to deal with. First thing to pull out is the chassis. Now the rest of the box, I have the rest of my parts. Upper plate, bottom plate, all that good stuff. So the main chassis, we're going to move over there for now. We also have the front suspension. Now this piece I don't need anymore. This is the old front plate. I'll show you the difference between this one and the broken one here and the new one. Just going to give it the old open. So here is the information post. We have a servo post, front upper nose, camber and caster mount, I think it's 1 degree, the upper deck, and the ESC holder, also the battery door, what I call it. So we have the door here, which opens and shuts. We still have it right on here, so it's still good. I don't need to change that. Now I do notice the old one is kind of cut, so it's nice to have a spare one. It goes in like so. Here is a servo post. Again, I still have one of those, so we're good for now on that one. Here's the other servo mount. The nose cone, which goes on the very nose of the car. And now this one I still have attached on the wing. It's the same thing. Don't need to worry about that. Just excess parts. And here's the new camber plate. Now it has the little L on the one side, which tells you which side's left. And here's the 2 camber plates. The new one versus the old one, and they're exactly the same size. I can match them up. So they are both the 1 degree camber plates. You can get them -2 and -3. Now, I don't know why you want more than -1, because these cars have a lot of camber in it to begin with. So put these parts aside. Here is the new chassis plate. As you can see, it doesn't come in 2 pieces, it's all 1. The part where it breaks is right here. Very, very thin piece. A little bit of bracing here, but that's all. Now you can see where this broke on the old one, right where that bracing is. The bracing lets go, it snaps off pretty easy. We'll put those pieces away. The first piece we're going to look at is the part number FGX-309/WO. Why I bothered hanging that off, I have no idea. And here is our piece. It is a support. It goes on the top of the chassis plate. And how it lines up you're looking at the instructions, now this plate is supposed to go in this well here to get rid of some of the flexing. That's what's called the stiffener plate. And it goes in like that, it gets screwed in, which will give this chassis some stability in the back end, hopefully to eliminate some of the stress back here to lock in the rear end. Now they do provide 3 screws, which we'll use. And as the rest of the kit, everything is 5/64 or 2 millimeters. Because it's going into plastic, we don't need to use any Loctite. Now that I've got them in, I'm just going to make sure they're nice and tight. I always leave a little bit to screw in to make sure. Now that center section is nice and strong. Now we just deal with why it breaks here in the back, in the front. A lot of the times it's because the 2 mounts, 1 and 2, that go down to the front plate, come loose. If those come loose, it can make a whole world of hurt. And so you look at the material, there's not a lot of material here. This here is a very, very thin joint, and we have 1 little brace here. But hopefully maybe this will help as well. It gets rid of some of the rear flexing and won't put so much stress on this joint. Next thing we need to mount are the points for the ball studs for the shocks, the small ones, and the ball stud for the center turnbuckle brace. We have body posts to put in, and then we're ready to go. These 2 holes are for the optional doors. The one I have on the driver's side of the car is already there, with all the ESC and receiver mounted to it. Because I have this new front piece, I am going to install it. The way we install it is it's got 4 little holes on this side that line up to the 4 pins here. And it just slides on that easy. And when we mount the screw into the center, that will lock the front in place and hold up the wing. Again, you never run it all the way down, always leaving some room so you can twist the screwdriver. This is where we're going to stop part 2. Part 3 will pick up where we left off, continuing the top plate, as well as getting the rest of the car ready to go for race day. Please tune in for the next video. If you liked it, please click the little thumbs up button. If you want to see my other videos as I post them, hit the subscribe. I will catch you guys later.